Hello and welcome to another podcast about movies with LJ and Courtney. I am LJ.
And I am Courtney.
We begin this episode with our preview review, where we review the previews. Our preview this week is for If I Stay, starring Chloë Grace Moretz.
What's that?
You'll be auditioning for Juilliard. That's the ceiling. I figured, if you look at it every night, it won't seem so scary when you get there.
I told you he was into you.
No, he isn't. You know how when you meet someone and they just already are the person they're meant to be? That was Adam. Nobody outside Portland had ever heard of his band, but he already was somebody. Me, not so much.
She shouldn't be scared to hang out with those guys. They're us.
Exactly. Adam's here.
Kids, be careful out there. I hear it gets pretty wild at Symphony.
Why do I have this feeling you're about to mess up my entire life?
You can't hide in that rehearsal room forever. It's too late. I see you.
Isn't it amazing how life is one thing and then in an instant it becomes something else? Like here I am, Mia, the girl who thinks about the cello and Adam, and just like that.
Mom! Daddy! Dad! Am I dying?
Here's the secret, baby. If you live, if you die, it's all up to you. So whatever fight you got in you gotta pull it out now.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Kid's waking up an orphan. If she wakes up.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
What am I supposed to do?
Sometimes you make choices in life, and sometimes choices make you.
Sorry that
You like me better at this.
The you are now is the same you I was in love with yesterday, the same you I'll be in love with tomorrow.
You still have a family, Mia.
I can't lose her.
Say something, I'm
Why me?
giving up on you.
Life is this big, fat, gigantic, stinking mess. That's the beauty of it, too.
I'm still here, and I'm crazy in love with you. Please stay.
So that was from the trailer for If I Stay, directed by R.J. Cutler, who is mostly in the business of producing reality television and Nashville.
Okay.
Now, I get the feeling that you're mad at me, Courtney, for making you watch this. And before I let you really dig into me, I have a statement prepared.
Okay.
Now, this trailer contains characters that are, I would say, dishonest, not true to life. These people do not seem to be human beings. This guy, this boyfriend, seems to be sent from on high to show this insanely talented, cute girl that she is worth a damn, because this guy sees it in her. He says to her in the hallway of their school, "You can't hide in that rehearsal room forever. It's too late. I see you." And to me, if your movie's super romantic lines work equally well in a horror movie, you may have gone too far. But I have to say that even though this trailer, and by extension most likely the movie, even though it's super manipulative and cheap and fantastical and a cartoonishly absurd portrayal of perfect young love, this trailer still managed to elicit from me what I believe you humans call emotion?
Emotion?
Is that the word?
I think that's
Is that how you say it? That's the one. Emotion.
Emotion.
Emotion. And I don't care for it. I don't like it. I don't like it how it made me feel. I want to be clear, I did not cry, but I almost wanted to. And I'm angry about it.
You disgust me.
Hey, now, what? I'm not happy about it. I'm not
I don't
proud of
care
this.
if you're happy about it.
But it happened, and I have to be honest. Alright, go ahead and tear me apart.
Well,
You don't even know what to say to me.
I'm not gonna tear you apart. I just really, really hated this trailer. The only emotion it elicited in me was disgust. It looks like it's attempting to be a crossover between, like, The Notebook and It's a Wonderful Life. And, it makes me want to vomit.
I should add that on the IMDb page, as of this recording, on the IMDb page for this movie, the picture, the main picture where they usually put the poster, the picture next to the title is an image of Chloë Grace Moretz and the super boyfriend, both on a skateboard, with her in front, her arms outstretched a la Titanic, and it's raining outside, Courtney. It's raining! This guy's crazy. Is he out of his mind? This is the kind of freewheeling, carefree, rain-be-damned attitude that will not stand in this society.
He essentially seems to be the male equivalent of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
He's like boyfriend Jesus. Always has a bit of hair draped in front of his face.
Here's my favorite line from the trailer. Sometimes you make choices, and sometimes choices make you.
Sometimes you make choices in life, and sometimes choices make you.
Yeah, I wrote that one down. In Mother Russia, choices make you!
Right.
It's one of those lines, I did write that down. It's one of those lines that goes into movies that are meant to be super deep and profound, but are in fact empty platitude garbage. That just drives me insane. But once they start showing the dead parents, you know, when she's born and giving her first cello or whatever, and then boyfriend Jesus at the end says, please stay. What happened to me, Courtney? It's done something. This trailer has a power I don't understand. And someone needs to fight it. Somebody needs to throw this trailer into the depths of Mount Doom or something. Because all I know is something inside me has changed. And I'm not comfortable with it. I don't know what to do about it. But I think I have a lot to think about. And I'm gonna go take a lot of mushrooms now. I gotta figure something out. Am I gonna be okay, Courtney?
You're gonna be fine. However, this is like, you know how sometimes people cry at the Hallmark commercials? That's what's happened to you.
Do they still have Hallmark commercials?
I think so. There's a Hallmark channel.
Still?
Yeah.
Well, anywho, final word on If I Stay, Courtney.
Blah. Or black. Or some version of that.
Profound. And now we try to predict the weekend's winners and losers in our segment, Judgment Day.
Last weekend, I got it right.
The numbers are wrong.
No, they're not.
Numbers
I
lie.
Got it
all the
right,
time.
Which I think makes 2 weekends in a row.
I don't care.
Which I think also has never happened for me before.
I don't care.
So, X-Men Days of Future Past took first place with 90.8 million. These are, by the way, the 3-day totals, not including Memorial Day. Godzilla took 30.9, a huge drop of about 67%. In third place, we had Blended, which took 14.3 million, which was a disappointing open for them, but about what I would have expected.
Really? That seems about right to me.
Yeah, to me too. So this weekend we have 2 wide releases hitting theaters. We have Maleficent going to 3,800 screens. This is rated PG.
The story everyone didn't want.
Very true.
And the cheekbones that never needed to exist.
Yeah, very strange choice. So it's obviously starring Angelina Jolie and Elle Fanning. The director is Robert Stromberg. This is his directorial debut, in fact. He is an Oscar-winning visual effects designer.
Oh, so that's why there's no story.
Yeah, and they've got a $180 million budget.
I've sensed trouble for that movie ever since they've refused to put out a single trailer or commercial that explains what the film is.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even know if Maleficent is genuinely the villain in this film.
Well, she might be the good guy, but if that's true, nobody has any clue what possible motivation she could have. All we know that's happened to her is she lost her wings.
Yep, that's it.
And now she's mad at, I don't know. And her way of getting revenge is really lame.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got a lot of work to do between now and release to make this story have a story.
We also have, going to 3,000 screens, A Million Ways to Die in the West. That is rated R. Written, directed, produced, and starring Seth MacFarlane.
I'm so bummed out about, maybe it was desperation, I don't know, but it so bums me out that they put the Back to the Future gag in the commercial.
Yeah.
I would have loved that.
I was really upset.
If that happened in the movie and I didn't know it was there, I would have lost it. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, oh, well.
I know it's there.
And it's just a one-off gag.
Yep.
It's so disappointing.
I was so angry when I saw that commercial.
That ruined the movie. They ruined it. This is how advertisers ruin movies.
They ruined that part of the movie.
Whole movie's tainted.
So this film also stars Charlize Theron, Liam Neeson, Amanda Seyfried, Sarah Silverman, Giovanni Ribisi, and Neil Patrick Harris.
Alright, hope it's funny. Don't know.
I don't think it'll have the legs that Ted had.
It's the movie he gets to make because he made Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Maleficent. I'm guessing it'll beat X-Men, and then X-Men will be second, and then I guess A Million Ways to Die in the West, where they ruined the Back to the Future joke, so it makes me not want to see the movie, will be third.
So, I don't think Maleficent will dethrone X-Men, despite the 2 weekends in a row where we had 90 million opens and then went down to 30 in week 2. I don't think that's going to happen with X-Men. I think they'll have a smaller drop, and I think Maleficent is going to be a major disappointment. So I think we're going to get X-Men, then Maleficent, and A Million Ways in third.
We have our first ever corrections segment, Courtney.
Oh, really?
Our inbox overflowed with mail. It was actual paper mail. That's why I got here late. This was from a couple episodes ago. This was from our Amazing Spider-Man 2 episode. So a couple corrections. The first is, I said that there was a lot of attractive people in that movie. In fact, I should have said there were a lot of attractive people in that movie. Also, I referred to the suit worn by Paul Giamatti in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as a robot, when of course it is in fact a mech. I apologize for this mistake. I have contacted Mr. Giamatti's family regarding this matter. They have not yet gotten back to me though. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you've not done so already, you can subscribe to us in the iTunes Marketplace and leave us a review while you're there. And I just want to let you know that every time someone writes an iTunes review for another podcast about movies, an angel does not explode. Now, I didn't set it up this way. It was not my decision. You're going to have to take that up with the big guy upstairs. My job is but to tell you the facts of the matter, and now you, the good people listening, have to decide what kind of person you want to be. Do you want to be the kind of person that lets angels explode? I don't. And by the big guy upstairs, I of course mean Oprah. But she does have a bit of a mean streak, so for your own safety, I beg you, you might want to get started on the tappy taps with the keyboard there. Also, we are in the Zune Marketplace. Subscribe there as well. But Oprah doesn't care about Zune.
You can find us on Facebook. Give us a like there. Our address is facebook.com/anotherpodcastaboutmovies. We are on Twitter. Our handle is @podaboutmovies. And you can find all of our episodes, blog posts, reviews, etc. on our website, anotherpodcastaboutmovies.com.
You can also email us, or if you want to contribute to the corrections department, you can do so at our email address, anotherpodcastaboutmovies@gmail.com. And with that, we look forward to talking at you next week. Bye.
Bye. So, this film also stars Charlize Theron, Liam Neeson, Amanda Seyfried, Sarah Silverman, Giovanni Ribisi, and Neil Patrick
What was
Harris.
that? How'd you say that?
Giovanni Ribisi.
Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah.
Isn't it Giovanni Ribisi?
I don't know. I'm pronouncing it the Italian way. It's an Italian name.
But everyone I've ever heard say it never says it like you just said it.
Well, they're pronouncing it not the Italian way. I don't know how
They pronounce
he
it that way to his
pronounces
face.
it. I don't know how he pronounces it. I just know how
Giovanni
Italians...
Ribisi.
Fine. Giovanni Ribisi.
Well, you gotta say it not angry.